Good morning and welcome back. Today is the last day of April. Tomorrow is May, and I don't even know how that happened, but here we are. And I thought I would bring you along with me for a day of what I'm eating, intuitive eating, food freedom, all that jazz, and just kind of what I'm up to because that's what I like to share right now. This is actually the first time I have been in my office for days. I don't think I've come up here for any reason. I haven't worn makeup lately. I haven't done anything since like, I don't know, Thursday, Friday, it's Tuesday. Also, the sun is out, or at least it's trying to be out, which I am praising the good Lord for because we also haven't seen the sun. It has been nothing but gloom, doom, and rain since Friday of last week. So the sun is going to be shining today. Hopefully it appears to be, and all good things. So welcome back. I'm so glad you're here to spend the day with me. My husband is at the office today, which means I am free to roam about the cabin and make as much noise as I would like, which is awesome for me and for you. I thought we would kickstart this video with me in real time trying a new product. This is something that I saw on some influencer's website, or not website, Instagram. I think it might be Joel Friedman's current girlfriend. It's called Slate Milk. And the Slate Milks have a bunch of different flavors. They have like a chocolate, a dark chocolate, a vanilla, and then they have a couple of mocha flavors. What it is protein fortified milk. I guess it's a protein shake. It's a protein shake. But Target had one that has 175 milligrams of caffeine in it, 2 cups of coffee's worth. So I thought I had a small cup of coffee from the Nespresso this morning just to do the routine. And then I thought I would have this as a sort of pre-workout protein breakfasty punch, if you will. I have already eaten for breakfast because I actually woke up just a little bit hungry, and it was just enough to remove the hunger. One of the Sandwich Brothers turkey sausage and egg breakfast pitas. They're 150 calories a piece, 11 grams of protein, only 1 gram of fiber. So I got to figure out how to get some extra fiber in there. So for now, that's satisfying me, but I'm going to need a little bit more of a boost because I also haven't worked out since last Wednesday. I have moved so much. We're talking 11, 12, 13,000 steps and then a very restful weekend. But that's because my body pump workout on Wednesday made me so sore. It took me literally 3 days to even begin to recover. So today I am not doing body pump. I'm going to do body pump tomorrow, I think. I can't decide. We'll see how the spirit moves me when I get down there. But first, let's try this mocha latte thing. Not bad. It's really sweet. Monk fruit. Ugh. I hate monk fruit, y'all. It's just so sweet. It's not bad. Like, it's really not bad. It could taste grosser. I actually was more grossed out by the Premier Protein shake that I had recently than this, but it's that monk fruit, man. I don't know how much is in there. My tummy will tell me later how much is in there. If it's too much, then my stomach gets really upset. But a little bit, like the Fairlife nutrition shakes that I love, my all-time favorite protein shake, have monk fruit in the ingredients as well, but it's not enough to irritate my digestion in any way. So we'll see how this goes. But anyway, we're just gonna get this day started. I have been awake and did a little bit of reading. I'm gonna journal for a little bit and then we're going to get this day started. Okay, I thought I would show you what I am having for lunch, but first I mentioned I had a breakfast sandwich for breakfast, and these are what they are. The Sandwich Brothers egg white with cheese and turkey sausage flatbreads. I have loved these things for years. They are just so stinking easy. They're so good. I'm a weirdo though, and I like take the sausage out and eat the sausage first, and then eat the egg and the pita with the cheese together. Could I just buy the ones that don't have the sausage in it? Yes, I almost did that yesterday, but it turns out that there's less protein. Shocker, there's no meat, so there's less protein. So I just buy the one with more protein and eat it in a bizarre way. But that's what I had for breakfast, but now let's talk about my lunch because I am so excited about it. Oh, look at that. Look at that. This is my homemade meal prepped Mediterranean salad, and it looks like maybe it's a little bit complicated. It's not. All it is 1 can of chickpeas, drained and rinsed. some cherry tomatoes I used, or grape tomatoes, they're grape tomatoes. I used one little container that I purchased at Target. One whole cucumber is in here, diced up. And then I put in, for something new, I used one of those microwavable 90-second black lentil packets. I poured that whole thing in here as well. I microwaved it first, then poured it in here so it's ready to eat, because that's a big old fiber bomb. And we all know that fiber is the nutritional word of the year. So fiber it is. And the more you can find fiber like naturally instead of in the fiber fortified products like the tortillas and things of that nature, the better. You want to get as much of your fiber as you can from natural sources and things in their natural state instead of the fortified things, because those can cause some digestive upset. They're fine every once in a while, but one shall not depend on those alone for your fiber intake. Promise me that. And then I put in about a cup of feta cheese, and then I drizzled some olive oil, no measuring. How do I know it was a cup? I used a 1/4 cup scooper and I just kind of scooped it. I didn't measure like with any preciseness or anything. I just kind of scooped it in, and the 1/4 cup scooper seemed like the right scooping apparatus. And then I drizzled some olive oil and then lemon juice and then all the spices. Dill pickle seasoning, dill, oregano, chives, onion powder, garlic powder. I think that's it. I think that's what I put in it. In generous amounts, because I like my food to be flavorful. I don't like spicy, but I like spiced. I like flavored. And so this, I just get to scoop into a bowl and enjoy. And then to add the protein, because you might have noticed there's not a whole lot of protein happening in here. There's some, but there's not a lot. So I got shrimp. I got plain old frozen, ready to eat when you thaw them shrimp, and I cut them up into little chunky chunks. I'm gonna put it in my Mediterranean salad. It's gonna be so good. And just for reference, here is what I'm eating. I have no idea how much this is. I literally scooped with my heart for both the salad and the shrimp. And I always err on the side of less. And then once I'm done eating this in a mindful manner, I'm gonna sit at the table and I'm gonna enjoy it. Then I decide if I'm still hungry and need more, or if my hunger has subsided and thus I don't need any more food right now. So this is what I'm eating. Can I be real with y'all? I was this close to scrapping this vlog entirely, because I'm like, I'm not really filming all that much and it's just not coming together the way I wanted it to. And I just spent way too much time fumbling over words for the next module of my course. It was ridiculous. The editing is going to take me forever, but it's fine. It's really good content, so it's fine. But I just got so frustrated in the moment that I'm like, I'm just going to forget the vlog. And then I was like, you know what? No, because it's completely uncalled for and unnecessary. So instead, we are going to sit and we are going to have a brief little conversation about my May goals, because I don't have a May goals video for you specifically, because I figured I would just throw them into the next vlog that I was going to do. And there's one really particular reason that I'm doing that. And that is most of my tending list, most of the page of my power sheets that have my goals listed on them for the month of May is blank. There's a lot of white space happening because I actually have one focus, one word for the month of May. And that kind of just sums it all up in a way that's very fluid and flowy, and just go with the flow is really the best way to describe it. And that is savor. My intention for the month of May, and hopefully beyond, but we're going to start in the month of May, is to savor. Savor everything. From the food that I'm eating, to the experiences that I'm having, to the sleep in my bed. It's basically just a giant romanticizing and loving life type of month. It's going to be a month that has very little boxes to check off, but a lot of exciting and fun things happening. And that needs to be enough for me this month. And I'm good with that. And I think that with the exception of like a daily habit of making sure that I'm being very super mindful around my intuitive eating, around my food choices, and focusing on what makes me feel good in the moment. And ultimately, I've been, having some experiences with digestive things from overeating. I'm really learning that any act of overeating right now, and this might just be because I've been much more diligent about listening to my hunger and fullness signals, but if I overeat, it causes me more digestive distress than it used to. So to solve that, I don't want to overeat. So I have to be more mindful about every bite that goes in my body. And that's going to result in body change. And that's another thing, sidebar, I took a photo today, a selfie, to post on Instagram. And I decided, I was like, oh, it's Tuesday. Let's do a Transformation Tuesday. And the change I saw in my face was mind-boggling. I mean, look at that. What? No tracking, no dieting, none of that. And I'm just like, wow, there must really be something to this. So my primary goal is whatever it is I'm doing, to be mindful of what I'm eating, listening to that hunger and fullness, and to really focus on how I want to feel and how I need to be fueled for my day. And there will be some days where the food is meant to be fun, and there are going to be some more days where the food is going to be meant to be a little bit more practical and fuel-natured. And that's okay, but that's literally like the only goal I have. I have a couple of books that I want to finish reading, but other than that, I'm just go with the flow this month. And you know what? I'm not even mad about it. I'm actually kind of pumped about it. So as things kind of come to light in my brain, I might write down some other things in my tending list during the month, but I don't have anything. I'm gonna move my body. I'm gonna eat good food. I'm gonna just savor and enjoy life. And there's something that I saw recently on somebody's Instagram, I think it was. And this person is a food freedom coach that I follow. And her name is Kiki Athenas, and she is of the belief that you can have intuitive eating and lose weight as well. So she's kind of much more on par with what I believe. And she said something, and I'm gonna butcher the way she said it, but it was one of those things that like people who you don't engage in overeating or emotional eating or whatever it is when you're in love with your life or something like that. And I really took that to heart. For some reason, in the moment, it really struck me. And actually, now that I'm thinking about it, let me see if I can find it. Okay, so it's not the same post, but it's the same idea. If you felt joy in real life, would you really turn to food for your dopamine hit? And it's just one of those things that the comment probably triggers some people, but ultimately, like it's the idea that like made me think. I was like, oh, if I embrace like being in a season of sometimes when things feel a little bit mundane and like you're not doing enough and kind of in a holding pattern and all sorts of things, it kind of sucks some of the fun, joy, whatever out of life. And then, yeah, it's really easy to turn to food as your source of joy, pleasure, comfort, etc. So what if I spend the month of May like really leaning into the idea of love your life, romanticize your life, find the joy outside of food. And yes, I'm not saying that finding joy in food is bad. Your girl loves food. I love food of the healthiest nature and of the fresh baked nature and everything in between. I polished off, y'all, and when I say polished off, I don't mean like actually polished it off, but like I consumed an entire pint of Ben & Jerry's ice cream last week, but I made it last literally the entire week. I got 6 servings out of that thing without even trying because I learned that like my little bowl with a little bit of it in it was enough for me. It was satisfying without me overeating, without making me feel bad. And like not emotionally, but like physically feel bad. If I eat too much of the Ben & Jerry's, my body rebels now. And maybe it's a sign from the universe like, hey, intuitive eating, that's your jam. Listen to your body and the body goals will follow because your body doesn't want you to overeat. It's been an interesting couple of weeks, let me tell you that. But all of that to say, that's my focus for the month of May, and I'm really jazzed about it. So no official formal goals video, but know that I'm going to be spending the month of May savoring, romanticizing, loving, finding joy, having fun, doing all of those things. And I am excited to see the emotional growth that comes from that. And I'm excited to see if and how my relationship with food continues to change or modify itself in any way because of that. So I guess my question of the day to you is this: where are you getting your joy, your fun, your pleasure from? And if you can't think of anything, and the answer should not be food. Food can be joyful, pleasurable, and fun, but it should not be the source of all of your joy, pleasure, and fun, right? There's a difference there. Where is it coming from? And if you don't know, what are you gonna do about it? What are you gonna do to create some joy, pleasure, fun today, this week, this month? Let me know in the comments below if you wanna share, but think about it, because it's really, really important that you embrace those things. And with that, that was my May goals. Somebody has ignored me all day. Then, when I start filming, she decides that she needs my attention. So now she's mad at me because I've been spending the last 2 hours upstairs. I was on a coaching call, and then I was filming 4 modules or 4 lessons of content. So let's see what happens when I get ready to go. What do you think, Gracie? Should we turn off this light here? Want to go downstairs? Do you want to go downstairs? All right, let's go. Here we go. Do you want to go down? Do you want to go down? You're out of your mind, you know that? Go. Go. Waiting to make sure I come down. All right, I'm coming. Hello, happy Wednesday. Last night, after I finished my little May goals segment, I actually texted my husband earlier in the day because I was looking cute, and I was like, look, I'm looking cute today. You should take me out somewhere. And you know what? He did. We went out for a sushi dinner on a random Tuesday. He met me at the sushi place from the office, and it was really funny because the waiter saw us come in at different times. So at the end, he's like, is this going to be together or separate? And I looked at my husband, I was like, he thinks we're on like a first date or that we're not together or something. And I just thought, it made me chuckle for some reason. It made me chuckle because, you know, I've been only dating the same man for the last like 12 years. So, anyway, I wanted to share an Amazon find with you. So summer is coming. I know this is sounding sponsored. It's not sponsored, but summer is coming. And I've started liking to wear dresses and stuff in the summertime. But the more form-fitting dresses, and I don't mean like full-on bodycon, but I'm somewhere in between like loose and flowy and like give me some shape, right? The problem with summer give me some shape clothes is your girl has hip dips. For those that don't know, hip dips are like this section of you right here, and it goes in. So if you look at the shape of my body, it goes. The problem with the hip dips is that my underpants always sit on my hip dips. So when I'm in jeans or it's fine. And the shape is always going to kind of be there. But when I'm wearing underpants and tight clothing, the shape is accentuated and it is not a flattering way. So I was like, okay, I need to get myself some of those shorts that, I don't know about you, but I've been getting a ton of sponsored ads lately for a company called the Thigh Society, which is it's a pair of really thin workout type shorts that are meant to prevent thigh chafing for those of us that are curvier. But also I was like, if I get myself something like that to wear under dresses, because I've already been wearing biker shorts under dresses, but they're really, really thick. And I'm like, I want something thinner, something that's not going to add bulk, but is going to provide the protection in case the wind comes and provide that smoothing and eliminate the need for the actual underwear that causes the hip dips, right? In lieu of underpants, wear the shorts, right? Problem is Thigh Society products are $30 a piece. So I was like, Amazon has got to have a better choice. I found them. So these were $20 for 3 pairs. 3 pairs. So this is what they look like. They look like shapewear. They look like shapewear, but they're thin. They're small. These are large, by the way. These are large. They're super, super stretchy. I have tried them on. They are very easy to put on. They do a little bit of shapewear, but not a crazy amount of shapewear, but they're gonna solve the problem I want, which is something to wear underneath my dresses that eliminates the need for hip dip accentuating stuff to be worn underneath dresses, if you catch my drift. So I'll be wearing these instead. There's 3 of them in here. Like I said, $20, a lot of reviews. If these work as well for me as I think they will, I've only ever just tried them on to make sure they fit. But if these work as well as I hope they will, your girl's gonna be buying probably like 2 or 3 more bags, because then I have all of the shapewear underneath the dress type stuff that I could ever need. The large fit very, very comfortably. I probably could have gone for a medium, probably, but it might have been a little bit more constricting, which could have resulted in more shape accentuating things. That is exactly what I was trying to avoid. So in my current size, I'm going to stick with the larges, but if my body starts to change, I will very easily transition over into a medium. So I wanted to share that with you because I think they're a great find for summer, and who doesn't need a little extra something something to make dress wearing in the summer a little bit more freeing and comfortable and flattering. So that's my find. I'll link them down below.